It's like Jim Baker, the old Jim Baker treatment with like Tammy Faye. Oh my God, I cheated on my wife. Oh my God, I got caught with that prostitute. Oh my God, I got caught doing drugs. It's actually more like Bill Clinton. I never had sexual relations with that woman. And then it like turns out that he's like fucking got his own like fleet of like fucking like lady jets all over the place, including ones you're not supposed to know about for like 20 years. And then when you find it, you're supposed to claim it and get the fucking cockpit for yourself, and then crash it so nobody finds out about it. I've been known for a while that somebody in Texas cut a deal to legalize certain kinds of drugs in connection with kickbacks that they had set up with some high level drug dealers in other countries as well as in the United States. And that part of the way they were going to do this was to cooperate or co conspire with those that were going to try to normalize and legitimize marijuana under the auspices of medicinal use, with the understanding that later on, harder kinds of controlled substances would be legalized. I literally believed that somebody at some point a long time ago had a very long term deal to literally legalize cocaine. And it's one of the reasons they went after Evo Morales the way they did, is because you couldn't have an indigenous guy that actually had a relationship with the farmers and with the plant and with the land and with the spirituality and with all of those things. And it might also be competent, democratically elected leadership in his own country dictating your idea of what policies should be connected to their sacred rituals and their relationship with the land and their terms around access. If you're a farmer of something that might be an actual medicinal product or might be an actual part of your spiritual celebration, then a bunch of greedy little chemists getting a hold of it and trying to create some hybridized culture where they invest a bunch of chemicals on it and give it to their guys on Wall Street. They're gonna get into their like little fucking gangbang, bash the bitch games, and then pretty much trounce your entire way of being in your entire country and culture, and set everybody up for strategic hits at certain points so that they can justify their obsession with guns and weapons development. You're not going to be the kind of person they want as an ally for those 10, 20, 30-year deals they hooked up with the narcos in your country that were doing the cocaine with them when they were in college and hooking up deals on those yachts, right? So let me ask, because this thing with Tom DeLay is very. I'm reading this. I just came across it, and sometimes I speak a little impulsively because somebody hooked up a bunch of fucking deals using my life while they were on cocaine, and sometimes I have this like trans-dimensional experience where I resonate with it. I'm reading this right here. Where does this say? Oh, let me make sure I get this right. Right, okay. In Moore, the appellant was convicted in 1975 under the newly enacted 1974 Penal Code of, quote, attempting to obtain a controlled substance by fraud, end quote. Wait a second. And they're going on about the Controlled Substances Act, and they're talking about the Controlled Substances Act, and they're mentioning a Baker versus State. I bet, really? Wait a second. Sometimes when you get hit, you got to try to make it work for you. Especially if you got a nice relationship with the state and or the federal government. You had a high profile position, and sometimes taking a hit and making it real nasty and skeezy might appear to shame you in the public domain. But, here in Texas, they have this catastrophization game where they take you, and no matter how good you are, they got to bounce you, beat you down, and get you real cheap so they could sell you at a discount. And then once they flood the market with you, then it leaves open opportunities for them to go in and raid certain other things and capture what they really want. It's one of the reasons they have to import so many people to Texas, is because they do this thing where they take what's good about their own culture and they cheapify it in order to lure people in, and then they get the good stuff for them when they're got a little problem here, or maybe they like a little bit of that sugar a little too much, and they're a little too embarrassed. It's not like Vegas. It's totally different down in Texas. It's a totally different thing. Did you just decide you were going to completely ignore my argument because I refuse to take the investment capital you had already set up through your own court system in the form of your former attorneys generals and your former solicitors generals who ended up moving on to other positions, and make sure to include in the crypto feed you made my mind when you sold me to Chapo? Right? After you hooked me up as part of your commission when I was down here in 2005 and 6, working with that capital defense firm. So when I came back, you had it all set up. I was supposed to hit the Abbott Laboratories. I was supposed to hit those Cuban cigars. I was supposed to fucking bam, bam, bam. And then I was supposed to hit the Perry Homes. And I just wouldn't look at any of your cases. So I have no idea what your arguments were. And my thing with delay is that, wasn't he in that conference in Turkey when they were setting up the coup? I'm confused because I was thinking that I got my jurisdiction all mixed up, you know? Is that the problem? Is that why you never gave me a day in court or a lawyer? Because I didn't fucking bribe you by including your case law into my novel case? So your little, Venus at the top of the Capitol building holding down the rage of the workers that you imported and harvested because you wanted to hook up some cheap kickbacks with Chicago? I didn't give you your bribe. I didn't give you your bribe, and I met you at the level you were at, right? I contacted you as the senator. I contacted you as a member of that committee. I didn't realize that you were making a blockchain. Actually, you had already made a blockchain with me, and you wanted to make sure that I had tapped you in so that you all could get your share, because I was supposed to be the community property. And I just ignored you in that regard because I met you on the level we were at. And you had already taken all my past work, and you had already hooked it up for your boy from Dallas who just put his ass in the NDI, right? Okay, all right. I'll start from the beginning. Where are your college applications? Because I'm going to subpoena that. I'm going to subpoena that, and I'm going to subpoena every single patent that was hooked up on your college applications, and I'm going to cross-reference it to see if you guys got any tech and anything that you got some dividends coming in for, or that any of your funders got dividends coming in for with my college application.